This is possibly one of the worst fitted doors I've seen in a good time. A long while. Check the light coming in through there. So this has been tried to be patched up with silicone, some white silicone right the way down the face. Obviously it's not worked. There's something serious going on here. So I'll show you what I found. So in the door jamb here, the screws that are fixed into the brickwork. There's one missing at the top. This one here is sitting into the brickwork, but then this one here, just get the light right, he's not going anywhere, just floating. And again, we've got another one down here sitting into the brickwork. But they're not the right length either. It's a bit awkward with this light, but I'll just undo this screw and see how far into the brickwork they go. Let's have a look inside here, it's a bit better. So yeah, we can see that shine on the end of the screw. It's not going in that far at all. Just only going in about an inch. Needs to be at least 2 inches in there. So I'll change these screws and I'll get some foam in them gaps. The top of the frame is just the same, but when I seen the cracking, that wasn't just what drew me attention and maybe start to look at it a bit more. It was down at the bottom of the door here, right down near the skirting board. See that yellow stain? Water been coming in from somewhere. So then obviously, like I say, when I opened the door, I started having a look at this lot. No good. So the packing that was down here, the wooden packing, could have been drawing moisture in, or just generally, because it was so badly sealed, there could have just been water coming in, wicking through. So we'll get it sorted. Also, there's a lot of movement at this end of the door. Hear the traffic noise there. And I'm going to close it. So there'll be a plate down here near the receiver where I need to adjust. This little plate here. Get some light on it. These two screws, need to undo those and just take this back toward the frame, millimetre or two. I'll just undo the screws. I'm going to have to take them out, just slacken them off. Now this plate's moving. There. So that's where it was. We'll just take it in a little bit. And that's probably gone about 3 or 4 mil there. Try that. There's no movement there whatsoever. So that's good. I can tighten that up fully now. And again, that 4 mil. Sorry about the light, it's a bit awkward, but Come on. That's good enough. Sorted. All this trim that came off has to go back. So at the minute I'm removing this adhesive strip. So all I'm using is my plastic scraper, not going beyond where it's going to sit. This will be exposed, all this will be hidden. So as long as I just keep the edge of this plastic scraper onto there, I can just start to scrape that off. And once I've got it off as best as I can, because the rest will be adhesive and some of the foam there, then what I can do is cloth, white spirit, and just rub that, and it will start to come off. Oh, there you go. Just do the rest. Well, this is the size of screw I've got. You can see the bright end, what was in. So now we'll have a good anchor. Stop any twisting. And then sorted packers. Oh, I'm using the shorter ones because they sit in the frame nice, level. You don't want these sticking out. And then when you put them in, different thicknesses, 4mm, 3mm, and these are a 1. These 1mm sandwich in the middle, and then it's easier to load them in. And then when you get them in, when you're screwing up, just put your fingers at the back. If you feel that moving out, pack it even tighter. You don't want any movement there, because all that will happen is this door will be drawn that way and it won't lock. So make sure they're tight. I've just this one, which wasn't anchored. I've got to drill this one out. The rest are fixed in, and I've cleaned all the frame. So I need to get these in and get this foamed. I've got the drill bits I'm going to be using. Start small, work up to the size I need, and I've put a bit of tape just so I know how deep I need to go. Well, first of all, I need to widen the hole so that I can get my drill bit through, because at the minute it's not wide enough. Should. Yeah, I have to get my bit through there now. Not a problem. Make sure that you don't make it too wide, as that the head will drop through. Otherwise you'll have to get a washer on it. So don't get any dust dropping down into the cavity. I'm going to be foaming that. I've got my drill plugged into my vacuum. So when I start my drill, that will work. Don't have to keep running over and have it running and just messing about. Just makes it easier. Okay, that was pretty easy. Now, so this is the size I want now. easier. One of the old screws, you plug, I'll just pop that on the end of it. Now I can feed that in. Hammer. Take that out. New one in. I'll just take a little look at that, how much we got to drive in. Nicely in there. So, packers. I can thread these packers over it. Using the wedge shape against any surface, and the flat keeping to your packers. Well, that's solid now. Make sure that they're all level. Proud there. That's okay, I can tighten this up now. And just tighten this up. So now all those packers are in, I can get some foam into that gap, but before I do, I need to get some tape on the inside of this frame, because I could have foam coming out here. So back edge will get taped up before I foam. Inside edge. Once that foam's cured, I can cut it back, lightly sand the frame up to where the trim goes, and then I can bond the plastic onto this piece of trim that's going back, and when it's on, I can run a bead of silicone around the brickwork and just on this face, bringing the trim all the way around, and then my silicone I will only take up to the existing, and I'll clean this off. After I've cleaned this trim, both sides. I'm going to lightly key this, lightly key the door frame, and then bond it with this after wiping down with methylated spirits. And then when it's bonded on, I can go around and seal with this. And this is what I'll be using to clean the silicone off. So I've already started at the top, just brightening this up. It's not over dirty, but I'm not spending my time taking this off, that's okay. Removing these strips off the back edge of the trim is a lot easier. The ordinary scraper, I'm kneeling on it, stop it moving. Just get my sandpaper. With a piece of 60 grade sandpaper, I can rub this down and then wipe down with methylated spirits, ready for bonding this. Sanding the grooves as well. That'll ensure a good bond. Because I know the trim only comes up to here, then a good inch there I can sand. That'll be good enough to bond this. So finger and thumb, finger there, thumb there, and just literally just wipe. As long as you scratch that, that's good. Some methylated spirits on a cloth. Pop that in my pouch. Wipe this down. This plastic's already keyed. I've wiped it with methylated spirits. Now I just need to seal this brickwork with this PVA. So then that'll tack the silicone. And while that's drying, I'll get the trim and I'll put some adhesive on the trim. Top piece first. This will be the top edge. A little bit along the end, and then literally just like creating waves. That should be enough to hold that. A few spots, not a problem. Top on and get it in position. vertical piece in. Now, while it's still wet, just slightly draw this away, and now I can get some white silicone in there. And with a bit of methylated spirit, just clean that edge off, and then we're ready just to seal it. Job done. Really does smooth down well, that. So that's that side of the frame complete on the top. This is where my silicone came to, and I've been cleaning this old silicone down to about here now. That looks okay, no need to take that out. Good one. Just keep on going with this, and I'm done. Well, this existing silicone that was in, if you do need to remove something like this, then chances are it's not going to be bonded that good. All I did was use a piece of stick to disturb the silicone, distorting it, pushing it, forcing it. When the stick wears down, sharpen it so it's square again. That's the better edge that you want. As soon as it wears, sharpen it. I've got some filler going in there. Now that this is secure, insulated and waterproof, no problem.